There's Paul Schaefer right over there. Our next guest stars in a brand new movie. It's entitled The Fountain. It opens nationwide tomorrow. Here's Hugh Jackman. Oh, Hugh. I think the last time we saw you, you were working on a project called The Boy from Oz.
The Boy from Oz.
Yeah, down, and have you continued doing that in other venues?
I did. I actually took it back to Australia. It was about an Australian Peter Allen, so I thought I'd take it home. And but we did it in a big scale because I wanted to take it right around the country. So we did it in arenas for like 16,000 people.
Oh, my goodness.
It was kind of like all my...
How many people did the theater seat here in New York?
You know, about 2,000, 1,600, 2,000. I mean... It's kind of like all my rock star fantasies come true. Well, the fact I was wearing sequins and doing high kicks was not exactly how I pictured it when I was a boy, but it was kind of wild. Because
how was it received by those numbers?
Well, I mean, they loved it. No, it was it went really well, but it was we did a theatre show in a rock arena, right? So people are different, you know. And I think it's fair to say that most of our crowd that came were sort of more elderly than you'd normally get at a rock concert. And I remember, like, in our second show, I looked down and there were 3 ladies, fairly elderly ladies, at the front, like, putting their hands up, doing that rock star thing, and I was like, I think I'm meant to go and touch their hand or something. I've seen, you know, Bono do it. So I go down, I go to touch her hand, and this woman who's about 60 just yanked me off the stage. And all of a sudden I was in like a mosh pit of like senior citizens, you know. Wow. I swear, it frightened the hell out of me. I'm pretty sure I heard some bones cracking, but it was... I got groped a lot.
Anything you can get is my motto. Well, now listen, you live here in New York City and also in Australia, and Thanksgiving is not a holiday in Australia. Is that correct?
No, we're ungrateful bastards, basically. No, we have holidays for a horse race, believe it or not. That's a public holiday in Australia called the Melbourne Cup. The Queen's birthday, the Queen of England's really not much to do with Australia, but anyway, we take a holiday for that, but nothing like Thanksgiving. I mean, it's a beautiful kind of holiday. And,
it's a lovely idea, yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to be, this Thanksgiving, I'm going away with my family. I'm doing a press tour and I'm dragging my family with me and we're going to Egypt. So, yeah, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to be in Egypt. We'll be having turkey sandwiches on top of the Sphinx or something like that. Yeah.
Well, that's very interesting and intriguing and exotic, for heaven's sakes. What are you doing in Egypt, really?
Well, I'm doing a press tour, and they said, you know, we'd like to take you on these dates, and of course I was fine. And then I looked at the calendar, I said, guys, this is Thanksgiving, I can't go away. They said, well, listen, what we'll do is we'll give you 2 days off in the middle of it, and you're in Europe, take the jet in Europe wherever you'd like to go.
Oh, well.
And I was like, hey, okay. I said, I'm pretty sure Egypt's in Europe, right? And they said, sure. So we're going, that's where we go. But my son is like a fanatic for Egypt. I mean, you know, most kids have a fascination, but he's 6.5, and but it has not gone. I mean, he really is into it. He says, Daddy, we will be able to bring a mummy back with us, won't we?
You go right there to pick up a mummy.
Right, I said, I don't think that'll fly. I mean, but really, they're in the museum. He says, no, because Howard Carter found Tutankhamun, and he just dragged it back, and he just took it. I said, that's a good point, actually. I think he did. But so we could have. It was lucky we got the private jet.
Yeah, yes, sir.
My son, the grave robber's just going to be stuffing in the back of the plane there, you know.
And then you know, Jimmy Johnson is here, the NASCAR champion. And do you do any motor activities? You ever race? Ever pretended to race?
I have done a little bit. Originally, it's fair to say I was a really very bad driver. I used to work at a gas station for about 4 years doing the night shift. So midnight till dawn was my time, and I had several accidents, falling asleep at the wheel on my way to, like, college. I would go to college or just drive, and I've been in the back of more cars than I've pretty much had hot dinners. But, yeah, in Australia, it's a sign of affection. Sorry, mate. No worries, pal, you know. And anyway, but I did a movie called Swordfish, and I had to drive a car in that, and so I went and did some training, and I actually became a qualified stunt driver.
Whoa,
yeah, wow. I did a course. It was, you know, that whole thing, the fantasy of like going 130 miles an hour, doing 720s, or sliding into a car parking space.
You can do that.
I can do all that. I mean, it's a little frightening with my friends if I'm if I'm driving down the freeway and I kind of start glancing at the handbrake and I'm like, yeah, let's do it, mate.
That's the key, isn't it? You want to reverse direction quickly. You got to go for the handbrake.
Just always go the handbrake. If you're anywhere north of 40 miles an hour, just do it. It's really fun.
And the movie The Fountain with Rachel Weisz.
Yeah.
Oh man! Now this is a mystical, complex offering. You must have seen the film by now, haven't you?
I've seen it a few times.
Yeah. Now what do you make of the film yourself?
Well, it's actually, I mean, I think it's a beautiful film. It's Darren Aronofsky, who did Requiem for a Dream and Pi, is an amazing filmmaker. I think he's probably going to be the next Kubrick. He's made a film that is. It's best to describe as an experience. Mm-hmm. You've just got to kind of sit back and it's like nothing you've ever seen before. It's visually very beautiful and it's very romantic and it's a great date movie. So if you're looking for something to do,
we want to show. I'm always looking for something to do. We want to
Not
show.
that I'm inviting you, but I'm just saying.
Oh, I understand. We want to show a little segment here, The Fountain. Do you know what the clip is?
Yes, this is, it's a love story. The movie's, in a way, 3 small movies in one, and it takes place over 1,000 years, and it follows this love story over 1,000 years.
1,000 years?
It's a little trippy, but it's kind of, you'll get it once you see it. But this part is in New Spain, with the mines, and I play a Spanish conquistador who is looking like he's in a very dire situation.
Wow. All right, let's take a look. The Fountain opens tomorrow.
Salvation. And through her command, we shall live forever. I will not die. Not here. Not now. Never!
There you go. It's The Fountain. You see? Anyway, opens nationwide. Enjoy Thanksgiving. Enjoy Egypt. Give my best to your son.
Thank you
for being here.
Thanks,
Hugh Jackman, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with